So that did numbers. I was kind of expecting maybe I'd get a couple of hundred views, or if I was lucky, maybe a couple of thousand views. I didn't expect over 120,000 views, so thank you. Thank you for all the new subscriptions and watching, and everyone who left comments, and there are so many comments. A lot of them are repeats of each other or variations on, so I've written down a bunch of repeated ones and some of my favourites amongst them, and I thought I'd answer them all in a Q&A type video. You've asked the Qs, I've got the As. The first and most important is that a real cat? So this is Badger. He is about 11 and a half months old. He's a rescue. I've had him for about a month and a half, and he is a fantastic little guy. As you can tell, he is very chill. And he is my co-producer on all videos going forward. He just loves to hang out, so most of the time he's in the window while I'm in here just doing his thing, but as you can see, he's just very curious and wants to learn and play and all those things. So yes, he is a real cat. These are the paws that you saw in the video. That's Badger. He's also very talkative, and that's where, well, the shelter named him Badger because of his tail, which you can see it's got this lovely pattern to it. I call him Badger because he talks a lot. He was the loudest one in the shelter, and he likes to badger me, so you know, I thought that worked quite well. Now, I should point out I'm not associated with the Sonocotta project or Music Assistant or Sandspin. They are run by a whole bunch of different teams. They are all really friendly people, and they're doing stuff open source and in public, and that's wonderful. And there's a lot of questions that are relating to those projects. You might be better off directing them towards the people behind those projects. I'll answer them the best I can, but obviously it's not my expertise, so there's limited knowledge I have in those fields. Before I go answering the rest of the questions, I want to talk just very quickly about what's coming up next. I do have a couple of music related or sound related projects. So this here is I'm calling it the above average IQ speaker. It will have a ESP Louder Mini put into it. It is 3D printed with plaster of Paris to give it some extra quality, basically. It makes it much more dense, and the sound out of it is much nicer. So that's one of the projects I'm working on. I also have this, which blast gates. So this is more for the woodworking side. Smart blast gates that have remotes that go with them. I'm using IKEA remotes at the moment. But I also have tool detection that is not invasive, so it doesn't require any wire splitting or anything like that. Just clamp around the wire of the tool and it will automatically open that gate as required. So that's pretty cool. And the project that was supposed to be the first one, but I ran into a couple of bugs and still need to sort out, is this smart clock. This has the creative title of Clockington Smart Clock. It displays the time and the weather and has buttons to do stuff, as well as voice assistant built into it, so you could yell at it to turn on the lights or whatever. That'll get its own video. All three of these will. So that's a little bit of what's to come. I will also be making some essentially battle bots, but for cats, because Badger loves chasing things. So thanks to the ad revenue from the previous video, I'll be able to buy him all these RC parts, and that'll be a fun little project to build. I had a couple of questions around thermals of this device. First off, I do have some airflow capabilities in it. I have some slots built into the underside so air can get in and out, and there are rubber dots that will raise it very small amounts off the bottom, off the bench top or whatever you've got it sitting on. You could add an active fan to it, or you could add some very small heat sinks onto the ESP chip and maybe even the amp chip. In my testing, which was 3 hours of continuous music playback, the ESP chip maxed out at about 49 degrees. They're rated up to 85 degrees Celsius, so it's well within tolerance, I find, for me at the moment, though it is winter here in Australia, so the ambient temperature is only 20 degrees or so inside. Maybe it'll get up to 50, 60 degrees. I don't know. If that becomes an issue, I will stick a small heatsink on it, and that's probably about all that you'd need to do. So I'm lumping all of the power questions together. The idle power draw was between 0.9 watts and Badger has between 0.9 watts and 1.2 watts. The difference is the LED, so how loud you put the volume up. Each one of these is about 60 milliamps times the 5 volt that they're running at, so that's what the power range is going to be. You lower that, you have the lower idle power usage, which is barely sipping at power. The active power draw, that's a little bit trickier for me to measure personally. The only thing I've got to measure power is this inline USB power meter thingy. It works really well for a constant load, but speakers are not a constant load. As the music is going up and down, you draw more or less power, so this doesn't update frequently enough to get that actual power draw. But you know, if you're sending 30 watts into the speaker, because if that's what your power supply is, it's probably going to be 29 watts into the speaker plus 1 watt for the rest of the system board, maybe 2 watts. There are a couple of questions around PoE and whether this can do it. Power over Ethernet, if you don't know. The short answer is no. The long answer is no-ish. The ESP32 doesn't support PoE natively, but really all you need is an Ethernet connection, and you break out the power, put it back into the board. There isn't, as far as I could find, a WS5000 plug and play package that would work with this, so you'd kind of need to make your own power board that splits out those and then feeds it back in. So it is technically possible, but there's nothing, as far as I know, on the market that you could plug into this and just get it to work magically. The final question around power was, can this do 100 watts? No. There are others in the lineup, like the LouderESP32 Plus, that will do 60 watts, stereo over 4 ohm speakers. I use an Infineon chip rather than a TI chip, but that's the most from this line of products. If you do need that 100 watts, you are better off going with a device that can spit out line out and put it into an amplifier that will just take signal in, spits out 100 watts of power. There are a couple of questions around inputs and outputs. The first input, can it take line in to do vinyl or some variation thereof? The short answer is no. The long answer is maybe in the future. So SendSpin currently, at least as far as I know, doesn't have the ability to take an input and then send it out to the broader network. And Music Assistant doesn't either. They are working on it. SendSpin is integrating that. I just don't know when it's going to be a mainline feature. So then you have to look at the hardware side of it. ESP32 S3s, I'm not sure about the rest of the lineup, but the S3s have 2 I2S channels. So you can have one for output, that's what goes to the amplifier in this, and you can have one for input. This board has 2 microphone inputs that would make a stereo pair. They use the 1 channel and they are suitable for these INMP 441 microphones. They're really tiny things. So you could run this with voice assistant, so it does all the talk to it and it turns the volume up stuff. If you're going to take a line in, you're going to need to digitize it, so you're going to need an ADC. There are some ADC to I2S little breakout boards. They do work with Arduino. I have no reason to believe they wouldn't work with ESP32, but the software side of it at the moment doesn't support that from SendSpin and from Music Assistant and the firmware on this. If you write your own software, yeah, that would work, no problem. Just as far as I'm aware, there's not a ready-to-go solution because of all the pieces in the air, but it's coming soon, eventually, maybe, probably. Then we move on to the outputs. So line out. Does this do line out? No. There is the amped option. The other is TOSLINK or SPDIF. This also doesn't have TOSLINK or SPDIF. You could technically add it, but if that's all you need, if you just need network capability to then send out to an amplifier that you've got that already might be more powerful, might be better, whatever, it doesn't really matter. but you just need that digital signal out, look into SendSpin 0 by Real Deco. Very inexpensive parts. You need a optical transmitter if you're going the optical path, an ESP32 which looks exactly like this. That's what this guy is. These will run you about $5 Australian. The transmitter about $2 Australian, and that's all you need. That's all you need to make a SendSpin to optical output device, and works great. The same goes for the coaxial SPDIF. You just need a resistor and the coaxial output, and the same ESP32 will do the job. I don't have the parts to show that now. If there is interest, I'm happy to buy the parts. They're very cheap, and in a few weeks' time I could do a video making those type of devices. So if you need just line out or SPDIF or TOSLINK, don't go with this board. This is a great board, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't do what you want, and you can get those features, just those features, in a very small device and cheaper device. You just have to DIY a little bit more, but it would work great, and I'd recommend that. Those were the most repeated questions. There was one suggestion to make the lights go the other way, which absolutely, I've done that now. It required just a small flip in the code. I had them originally physically turned the other way around, so that's why that issue came up, because I forgot that, put the lights the wrong way around, but didn't adjust my code. I don't know if answers to your questions makes a lot of sense in the grand context of YouTube, but we'll give it a shot, and in future projects, if there's a lot of similar questions, I'll try and do a deeper dive into them in a video. Thanks for watching.